The Balkan Air Force was an Allied air formation operating in the Balkans during World War II, composed of units of the Royal Air Force and South African Air Force under the Mediterranean Allied Air Forces Command. It was active from the 7th of June 1944 until the 15th of July 1945. Air Vice Marshal William Elliot and then George Mills, both RAF officers, was its air officer commanding. The BAF operated mainly over Yugoslavia, supporting the Partisans against Germany, but occasionally supporting the Greek and Albanian resistance movements also. History. The formation was based at Bari in Italy and formed on the 7th of June 1944 from AHQG Force. To simplify command arrangements for the air support of Special Operations Executive Operations in the Balkans, i.e. across the Adriatic and in the Aegean and Ionian Seas. The Desert Air Force had been responsible for those operations, but its prime job was the support of the troops of the Commonwealth 8th Army, which was fighting its way up through Italy, thus making operations over the Balkans a distraction. The Balkan Air Force was a subordinate to Mediterranean Allied Air Forces, the overall Allied air formation in the Mediterranean. The BAF mainly supported the operations of the Partisans, led by Josip Broz Tito, against German forces in Yugoslavia, but also provided support to Greek and Albanian resistance organizations. It transported supplies to the Partisans, evacuated wounded, dropped agents to help them, and provided air support in their operations against German troops. The Balkan Air Force was a multinational unit with 15 types of aircraft and men from 8 nations: Greece, co-belligerent Italy, Poland, South Africa, Yugoslavia, the UK, USA and USSR. Between its inception and May 1945, the BAF flew 38,340 sorties, dropped 6,650 tons of bombs, delivered 16,440 tons of supplies and flew 2,500 individuals into Yugoslavia and 19,000 out. Towards the end of its existence, it operated a small number of units from Yugoslav soil to harass the retreating Germans. However, disagreements with Tito meant that all British ground forces were withdrawn, although BAF aircraft operating from Zadar continued to support the partisan offensive. Between the 19th of March and the 3rd of May they flew 2,727 sorties, attacking the German withdrawal route from Sarajevo to Zagreb and supporting the 4th Yugoslav Army advancing from Bihać to Rijeka. The Balkan Air Force was disbanded on the 15th of July 1945. During its short existence, it was commanded by Royal Air Force Air Vice Marshals William Elliot and George Mills. Operations. William Deacon, who had met up with the Partisans in May as a representative of Middle East GHQ, was attached as advisor to the newly formed Balkan Air Force, under Air Vice Marshal Elliot, with headquarters at Bari, Italy. This body assumed responsibility for all operations by land, sea, and air into Central and Southeastern Europe. Fitzroy Maclean, the head of the British military mission to the Partisans, said that the Balkan Air Force was also responsible for the planning and coordination of all supply dropping to the Partisans. It gave me a single authority with whom I could deal direct and was of incalculable advantage in obtaining quick results. This was decisive in enabling the Partisans to withstand the raid on Drivar. Much of the planning for Operation Ratweek to impede the German withdrawal from the Balkans was done at BAF headquarters and Maclean's own rear headquarters at Bari. Ratweek started on the 1st of September 1944. also involved the Navy and the Partisans. USAAF flying fortresses were called in to bomb Leskovac and impede the German withdrawal. Though with many civilian casualties, the Balkan Air Terminal Service was formed by the BAF to improve the supply of materiel to the Partisans. Teams of the BATs parachuted into Yugoslavia to meet up with the Partisans. Together they then set up a number of landing strips which transport aircraft could land at. Through these concealed airstrips, more supplies could be delivered to the Partisans and wounded Partisans could be flown out for treatment, as well as the delivery and removal of British Special Operations Executive and American Office of Strategic Services teams. Units of the Air Force: Number 25 Squadron SAR, Number 37 Squadron RAF, Number 39 Squadron RAF, Number 351 Squadron RAF, Number 352 Squadron RAF, No. 1435 Squadron RAF, Number 281 Wing RAF, Number 6 Squadron RAF, Hawker Hurricane for ground attack, Number 283 Wing RAF, Number 213 Squadron RAF, Number 334 Wing RAF, No. 267 Squadron RAF, as well as operations in the Balkans. 267 Squadron could reach Poland and flew operations to deliver and collect agents. 60th Troop Carrier Group Dakota. From June 1944, a Soviet unit of 12 Dakotas and 12 Yakolev fighters to support the USSR military mission to the Partisans and drop supplies came under the BAF. At the same time, the BAF coordinated operations in the Adriatic area by land forces, Adriatic and the naval forces under the command of the flag officer. Taranto. Gallery of images.